He could do everything. He's as good as it gets. He's as good as it gets. He's the most complete fighter on the roster because he submits people. Like he submitted Poirier in the final round.
Yeah.
Incredible submission. But he was winning that fight already.
Yeah.
But then, you know, he can also knock you out. He literally does everything. He's one of the best wrestlers in the sport. His top control and his squeeze is insane.
He'll get takedown attempts coming at him very early. The last fight, he didn't have to deal with that when he was fresh. If Islam can start to pressure him early and take him down early, or even just make him wrestle, he might.
MMA experts have sent a warning to Jack Della Maddalena ahead of his fight with Islam Makhachev. Gilbert Burns spoke on the matchup, saying he supports Makhachev's move to welterweight since cutting to 155 has always been tough for him. Burns believes Islam has already proven himself as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters, and that a fight with Jack would be much closer than people think. He also pointed out that Jack's training with top names like Alexander Volkanovski and Craig Jones gives him valuable experience. Burns admitted he hasn't studied the fight in depth, but expects a very competitive battle.
To be a very competitive contest.
Islam is working very hard. He's been saying vocal that he wants to go up to 170. I think he's a big boy. He killed himself to make 55. I think that's the right division for Islam. He just tweeted something after the fight that he will not vacate the title, and then he vacated the title. I don't know, but probably that was in the negotiation. Yeah, I like him moving up. I've proven himself. He's #1 pound for pound right now. It's a good fight. Jack and Islam closer than people think, especially with Jack Della Maddalena doing a lot of training with Volk, with Craig Jones, those guys that kind of back the Islam on that first Volk fight. I think they're gonna have a lot of info, a lot of study, a lot of answers. It's closer than people think, this fight. I really like this fight. I don't have time right now. I didn't have time to dig deep a little too much on that fight, but I think it's way closer than people think, and JDM has a clear shot.
He highlighted Jack's strength, build, and relentless pace inside the cage. Burns noted that Jack's aggressive pressure and constant movement could wear Islam down over time, especially if Makhachev's takedown attempts fail to land consistently.
Della is going to get it done. I feel from talking to Tim and also seeing Della, and also I've only spotted Della once, like not really hard crazy, but and I didn't try and take him down at all, but I've seen him at your gym sparring, and his scrambles are crazy.
Yeah, he's
even
good
watching
scrambles.
him with Bilal as well, and Gilbert Burns. His scrambles are crazy, and I feel Islam would feel like he bit off more than he could chew once he gets in there with him, because when he puts some things on him, he's like, I'm not standing with this guy, I have to take him down. And then he tries, gets him down, and he gets back up, or he couldn't get him down, because he's a big dude. People don't realize how big Della is as well. He's solid. So I really
Dense, man, just dense.
Dense, yeah. Like when I felt, like I said, we're sparring, and then it's just a weight behind it, and the way he throws at the body.
Ian Gary admitted that predicting the outcome wouldn't be easy. He praised Makhachev's complete skill set, but pointed out that moving up a weight class always brings uncertainty. Gary noted that Jack Della Maddalena is naturally bigger than Volkanovski and combines strong takedown defense with elite-level striking, qualities that could create real problems for Islam, even with him being the favorite.
For Islam.
It's such a tough one to talk about. Islam is phenomenal. He's good everywhere. Size matters. When you're talking about an extra 15 pounds, when you look at the size of Volkanovski versus Jack Della Maddalena, there's a big size discrepancy. And Volk gave him a good fight. And then Dustin Poirier, it wasn't absolutely completely dominant by Islam. It was a tough fight. Size is going to play a huge part. Even on the ground, I feel like Jack could get it done with just some clean boxing and good takedown defense. But I can absolutely see Islam coming in and doing what Islam does and going out there and just looks like the phenomenal mixed martial artist.
Javier Mendez shared his thoughts, saying it's hard to say whether Jack Della Maddalena would be the tougher opponent, but made it clear that Islam Makhachev wanted the fight and was fully prepared for it. He praised Islam's dedication and well-rounded skill set, describing him as a different level of fighter compared to anyone Jack has faced so far. Mendez added that moving to welterweight could actually benefit Islam, as he'd no longer be undersized and would compete as a real powerhouse in the division.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say if he's a harder challenge. You know, I just know Islam wants this one. So for me, that's the challenge I want, you know, and it's the challenge that I know Islam's going to be, you know, supreme over, because I just know his skill set. I know what he brings to the table, and he brings an incredible work ethic along with skill set in every area. So, you know, Islam is a whole different animal than Jack's ever been involved with. So if that fight does materialize, you know, we're going to see a hell of a fight, and you're going to see Islam perform at an absolute incredible level. And also, you know, the weight is not super big for him either, so he's going to be a fairly decent welterweight. So Islam won't be a small guy. He'll be a decent welterweight if that fight materializes.
Philip Rowe expressed full confidence in Jack Della Maddalena, saying he believes Jack would defeat Islam Makhachev. Rowe argued that Islam doesn't have the frame to deal with naturally bigger welterweights, while Jack's punching power and ability to recover quickly from takedowns could overwhelm him. He predicted that Jack would finish the fight before it ever reached the judges' scorecards.
What's cracking, man?
Chillin'.
Hey, now listen, you're welterweight. You've been in the game a long time. Islam moving up to 170. Is he big enough for 170?
My personal opinion, I don't think he is, but he's a champ. We'll see when he's there. You know what I'm saying? He has a fight. He's fighting the champ. That's the best 170 in the world right now, right? So we'll see.
So you don't think he has the size, but how do you think he does in the fight versus JDM?
I personally think JDM beats him. I think JDM will be able to get up if he does take him down. I don't think he'll be able to take JDM shots. I think personally he'll stop.
Henry Cejudo predicted that Islam Makhachev would defeat Jack Della Maddalena and claim his second UFC title, calling it the natural next step in his career. Meanwhile, Kamaru Usman backed Jack, praising his composure and saying he has the right tools to defend his welterweight belt. Both agreed the fight will likely happen in October in Abu Dhabi, meaning any plans for Islam to face Ilia Topuria are on hold for now.
I think Islam Makhachev is going to beat him. I think he's going to become the 11th double champ in UFC history.
Islam tweeted, "Keep it shiny, keep it nice for me." JDM, I mean, it was kind of like the perfect comeback. He was just like, yeah, come get it.
Keep my belt clean. Okay, so the talking has begun, dude. That fight is set. That fight's going to take place in October, Abu Dhabi. I think we all know that. We're no longer going to get Ilia versus Islam Makhachev.
Jack Hermanson took a more cautious approach, acknowledging that moving up in weight always raises questions. He noted that Islam Makhachev has been nearly unstoppable at lightweight and might currently be the pound-for-pound best. While Hermanson doesn't expect Islam to dominate as easily at welterweight, he still gives him a slight edge. He also praised Jack Della Maddalena's performance against Belal Muhammad, but said he'd like to see Jack face more top contenders before placing him among the true elite.
It's so hard because you never know when people are changing weight classes. But in lightweight, you know, Islam looks like unbeatable. It's just like maybe the pound for pound best. It's just so insanely good. But can he do it in a weight class above? I'm not sure. Really, really hard to predict a fight like that. I think I still have to say Islam.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, we need to see a few more fights with Jack. It looked amazing against Bilal, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's something about Islam is just so good.
Stephen Thompson shared his thoughts on the challenges Islam Makhachev could face at welterweight. He explained that while Islam has a solid build, many welterweights cut from well over 205 pounds, which makes size and strength major factors. Thompson noted that even though Jack Della Maddalena might have a slight height edge, the real test would be the division's physicality. He acknowledged Islam's elite grappling, but reminded fans that Jack has already dealt with strong wrestlers like Belal Muhammad. Thompson admitted the fight wouldn't be easy for Islam, but said he's excited about the matchup and hopes the UFC makes it happen.
I don't know, man. I mean, when you're going up to the welterweight division, those are some big boys. And I know Islam Makhachev walks around fairly heavy, but a lot of these 170s, they walk around real heavy. I'm talking about, over 205, 210 to the 215. Some of the guys that I've faced would walk around at that weight. I think the height, I think they might be the same height. I think JD might be a little taller, but when it comes to those guys and their strength, Islam, I think, is going to have a tough time. Now, do I think he could get it done? Yes. I think he's that good of a grappler. But like I said, JDM has faced some of the best welterweight grapplers and wrestlers in the division. Bilal being one of them, I think it's going to be a tough night for him. I would like to see Islam fight Topuria. That's just me. I would love to see that fight happen. But if he comes up, we'll see what the UFC gets behind. And we all know you got to convince the UFC to make it happen. And you do that first by getting on Twitter, shouting it out, and get people talking about it. And that's what Islam did. So we'll see if that fight happens.
Craig Jones predicted that Islam Makhachev would be facing one of his toughest challenges yet. He reflected on Islam's first fight with Alexander Volkanovski, pointing out how it revealed certain gaps in scrambles and exchanges against top-level opponents. Craig added that Jack Della Maddalena presents even more unpredictability with his unique grappling style and ability to break grips effectively.